My girlfriend cheated on me twice, and I don't know what to do. My girlfriend and I have been dating now for almost 5 years. Very early on in our relationship I learned she was bisexual and had made passing comments that if she ever wanted to explore being intimate with a girl during our relationship that it was okay. I did stress however that it was something I would prefer to be involved in or perhaps just be a witness to. The important part is she knew that this was not me giving her free rein to be open with females, and for a while she wasn't. Me and my girlfriend started our relationship while we were both seniors in high school. She had a few intimate experiences before me whereas I had none before meeting her. Our love life for the first 2 years was amazing, we were so in tune with each other. 2 years into our relationship my girlfriend started working at a restaurant where she made friends with a guy who bussed tables. He would talk about how she would love his girlfriend and that they should meet. I should mention at this time our love life was on the decline due to a massive depression episode one was going through at the time. It resulted in me gaining a good bit of weight and couldn't perform to her standards. She one day went to hang out with this guy at his house and lied to me that she was working late. I could tell when we hung out the next day something was wrong. I had to really dig, but she eventually opened up to me and mentioned that they had smoked at his house and that the man's girlfriend took her into their bedroom where she initiated sexual intercourse between just them. I explained to her that regardless of whether the man was involved or not she cheated on me, to which she started to sob and agree. At the time and still to this day I have a hard time believing the man wasn't involved at all, but this wouldn't be the last time I felt unsure of the truth. She stopped all contact with that man but quickly made friends with another guy who she worked with at the restaurant. You may see a pattern forming. This new guy was very charismatic and totally not her type. He was very athletic and boisterous where I, like all her past boyfriends, have always been a bit thicker and more reserved. One day I was assuming she would stay the night at my house after work and never heard back. This wasn't necessarily out of the usual for her to be too busy to answer, but because of recent events I panicked a bit. I pulled up her schedule she sent me and my heart dropped when I realized she was scheduled to leave early that day. I, in a last-ditch effort, decided to check SnapMap to see if she maybe decided to stay late to help out. I was shocked when I saw her location pin pointing her to a motel in between her work and where I live. I got in my car and sped there. I couldn't bring myself to start banging on doors, but I saw her car parked and decided to park mine right next to hers. I see her come out with the new friend laughing and having a blast, but in all honesty, nothing about it looked intimate. She then notices me, waves and proceeds to nonchalantly enter my car as if nothing was wrong. I freaked out. She on the other hand quickly changed attitude from fun and playful to mortified. She swore up and down that nothing happened and that she promised that she would never hurt me like that. I previously explained to her that the only reason we could reconcile after last time was that as far as I can prove she only cheated on me with a female, which if the opposite were true, I would have been devastated. Here is example number 2 of me being flung into a world of uncertainties because for the rest of my days I will never know what happened in those rooms with all of these people. Funny enough, that wasn't the other time she cheated. I had to learn to accept that she didn't cheat on me that night for our relationship's sake. The last time she cheated was the worst. As one could understand, all of this uncertainty drove me crazy and put a serious strain on our relationship. We would have great days and then really bad days, which all seemed to get way worse when she changed jobs. She went from working at a family-oriented restaurant to a trashy bar and grill. The staff at this bar were tossing each other around left and right. She made friends with a kid that, in her words, reminded her a lot of me when we first started dating. That was my first major red flag. She, due to bad scheduling, worked till 2 in the morning almost every night. She would go out to open bars after work with her friends and drink and party and have a good time, all while I was sure something bad was going to happen. There is a lot of drama that happened behind the scenes at that place that to this day, I still don't fully understand, but I will explain my girlfriend's involvement in it to the best of my ability. She was thinking of breaking up with me because my depression was getting the best of me again at this time, to which she is willing to help as long as it doesn't last more than a couple of days. I have episodes that on minimum could last a week. In all fairness, I don't think I properly explained to her at this time what I needed, so she would try a few things here and there and get angry after it didn't work. After expressing her thoughts of breaking up with me, her new friend swings in and starts a little office romance sort of fling with her. Nothing happened past kissing, and in all honesty I believe her 100% there. However, he became a real whiny annoyance to her and she did everything she could to get away from him, including one night smoking with this ex-Marine who worked at her job instead of this kid just to get him to leave her alone. Turns out, however, that she got a little too messed up and ended up hooking up with the ex-Marine. All of this I find out on a special weekend I designed for us where my family would be out of town and we could have my house to ourselves. I lost it and we fought for a while. The kid convinced her that she would be better off with him than me, and after she decided to try and reconcile and slept over my house, that morning she left and broke up with me. I was initially devastated, but it only lasted 2 hours. After that, I became numb to it. I had been through so much that I became a shell of who I used to be. It wasn't long before she came back sobbing and begging to get back together with me. I said no a lot but ended up giving in. She knew she had to earn her respect and trust back, and things were really good for a while. Then we started fighting here and there, and after only a few months she asked how it was possible she couldn't have earned my respect and trust back. I laughed. That was our last really big fight. I won't go as far as to say that things are bad right now because they really aren't. We are still together and we rarely do fight about things. The reason I am writing this is because, you guessed it, she got a new job and has a new friend. I should make the disclaimer that she has actually handled this situation pretty well so far compared to the past. This guy made some advancements which she blew off, which is typically how it starts, but after rumors about them were spread she went to the managers and complained about him. She has cut all communication with him and has surprised me a lot. I really want our relationship to work and I can't help but still feel uneasy because of the past. That's mainly why I wanted to write this. I want to know what to do. It's not fair to her that I still hold her to these mistakes, but when she casually mentions people at work think she's hooking up with this guy, how do I not get worried? If you made it this far, thanks for taking your time to read my post.